morning, y'all. Welcome back to PWT Rely News. And before we go on with today's program, the Foreign Service, I want to introduce today's program a little differently. I had reason to take a cab to go somewhere since my car is feeling too well. The engine work, and it's hard to get an appointment these days, what with the heat and all. And we were discussing about Iran, who isn't almost as popular as Vietnam when we were involved with them. However, this is what he told me. Now, y'all remember this. He's an entrepreneur. He owns his own cab company, and he's just like you and me. We're taxpayers suffering the burden of this war that our press has brought upon us. And this is what he says. He is expressing a perspective that many of the national security analysts share. Listen up. Adversaries are unlikely to attack the U.S. military. Don't bother sending troops abroad. That's not what's needed. They are far more likely to attack America's infrastructure. Cyber attacks are cheap, deniable, and effective. Water, power, and transportation are the softest targets. Now, this is his viewpoint. And this is another viewpoint from the Foreign Service. And they say foreign adversaries are increasingly targeting America's water system, not to cause immediate chaos, mind you, but to test national resilience, expose vulnerabilities, and send geopolitical signals. And they go on to say recent intrusions, including those linked to Iran, cyber actors represent a new phase of critical infrastructure probing that demands coordinated federal, state, and diplomatic response, which takes us to today's Foreign Service, with the understanding that one needs to be aware of the coordinated cyber intrusions on U.S. water infrastructure. And several states have already complained about these cyber attacks. A series of cyber intrusions targeting water utilities across multiple U.S. states has prompted warnings from the FBI, the EPA, the CISA, and DHS. Federal officials have stated that foreign adversaries, including Iran-linked cyber groups, have probed or breached water system controls in recent months. This is not a single pattern, partners. Nope, it is a pattern. The people involved, Iran-linked cyber groups. U.S. officials have attributed several intrusions to actors aligned with Iran's IRGC affiliated cyber units. Other foreign adversaries, China and Russia, have historically probed U.S. critical infrastructure through attribution varies by incident. Then you have the criminal groups. Some attacks appear opportunistic rather than geopolitical, but it makes you think, cowboys and cowgirls. Federal agencies have not claimed Iran is sabotaging America's water in the dramatic sense. Oh no. But they have confirmed Iranian-linked actors attempted to access or manipulate water system controls. Multiple water utilities reported unauthorized access to operational technology, tampering with pump or valve settings, and then quickly reversed, ransomware attempts, shutdown of remote access software, and forced manual operation of systems. No widespread contamination occurred, no mass outages, but the intent and pattern are what alarms officials. This is the kind of probing that precedes more serious attempts. Aging infrastructure. Many systems run on outdated software. Internet-connected controls. Remote access creates attack surfaces. Underfunded cybersecurity. Small towns lack resources for robust protection. And nationwide interdependence. A breach in one state can ripple across others. Water systems are among the softest targets in U.S. critical infrastructure. Federal agencies have issued an emergency patching directives, shutdown orders for vulnerable remote access tools, joint adversaries to state and local utilities, forensic investigation and coordination DHS, and state emergency managers. The tone from these officials is urgent but controlled. Why this matters for y'all, this is a gray zone conflict, almost like purgatory between heaven and hell. Hostile activity below the threshold of war, above the threshold of nuisance. Foreign adversaries probe water systems to test U.S. response speed, interagency coordination, infrastructure resilience, diplomatic posture, and public communication strategy. Water is essential, symbolic, and politically sensitive, making it a prime target for adversaries seeking leverage without triggering open conflict. So what are you all going to do? Well, the first thing you're going to do is go over to pwtrenews.kinsta.cloud, CLOUD, and keep aware of the information we provide to all communities. That's the first thing. Second, pay attention to what's happening. It can happen in your neighborhood, in your backyard, and suddenly there's no water in your faucet. Nothing to cook with. Nothing for coffee or tea. Think about that. Can't sterilize your bottle for your baby. And keep up to date. And on a lighter note, for all you who lives in Bucks County, Pennsylvania, there is a cab service that is plum to plum. It's called Fleetwood Cab Service. And y'all can reach them at 484-899-9600 and tell them that Elizabeth, the PWT Rely News, recommended that you go and use them. Clean cabs, polite, courteous driver, and they know Pennsylvania roads well. So don't forget, if you need a ride, they're open 24/7. Some of them accept cash. A lot of them accept credit cards, but I always keep a spare 20 in my wallet just in case. Thank you for joining me this morning. I'll see y'all at 3 p.m. for our next scheduled program. We review, and we'll see you later. Have a good day. And watch out for the floodwaters. Never know what's going to be swimming in and swimming out.